Alright guys, we're here for William's bad end number 3. I've loaded save 3 from bad ending 1. And we're gonna pick this option, which we did in bad ending 2. But we'll continue from all the other choices in bad ending 1. And then we'll see what happens. So we made it to school. Spencer likes us a bit more, so he listened to us. So for this, I need to offer to help him clean up. Can I help clean this mess up? He didn't look up at me at all, just shook his head, keeping it tilted down so his hair fell in his eyes and obscured his face. Are you sure? He was silent a moment, and I bit my lip worriedly as I watched him. Something was definitely bothering him. Well, given the state of his locker, it was obvious what it was, but his reaction made me feel there was definitely something else going on here.
I should do this alone.
Somehow I was reminded weirdly of that day in art, of him pushing me away because he thought it was safer. I thought we'd gotten past that kind of thing, though. I bit my lip, really hating the way it felt like a wall between us. And it had felt to me like we'd gotten closer recently, too. I guess not. William bent to pick up more of his stuff, which was what was left of it anyway. As he straightened, something fell from his pocket and landed softly on the pile of shredded paper at his feet. I immediately recognized it. Is it? Yeah, we're back. Okay, so he did drop that. This one, okay, same as the good end. Took you long enough. Hi, Mark. Okay, call it to William again this time. I bit my lip and grabbed my things, rushing into the hall after him. He was already down by the stairs. William? He still didn't turn as he headed down the first flight. I bit my lip and watched him go, tightening my grip on my backpack. He probably just hadn't heard me, right? He was already really far ahead, and I wasn't exactly shouting. An uncomfortable ball of anxiety settled in my stomach. That was it, right? It's not like he had a reason to ignore me or avoid me, even if he didn't want to talk about what was going on. I wonder if I did something to upset him. I was texting him more and more recently, talking to him outside the club room. Maybe it really was becoming a bother for him, and he was too nice to say anything. I really didn't want to become some kind of burden for him. I held back the urge to chase him down. I'd see him in art anyway, so I could confirm it then. But I really hoped it was just that he hadn't heard me. I mean, it's not like I wanted to demand to know what was happening and going on, but it was frustrating to be kept out of the loop after I'd told him everything. But he has no real reason to tell you anything. We hardly had any kind of agreement, and it's not like I'd be able to help with whatever was going on. I thought about what Mark had said during literature. In fact, it was possible I'd just be a hindrance. I mean, very possible. It's just, I'd felt we were getting closer, but maybe I was the only one who felt that way. I tried to push the thoughts away as I started down to the 3rd floor. Okay, so there's William. And I'm not doing this one today. I'm returning to my own seat. So that was it. He was going to totally shut me out. I didn't even know if it was something I did or if he just never... Ugh. Okay, if that's what you want. Feeling a bit numb, I just left him. More than being hurt he wasn't talking to me, it just hurt he wouldn't tell me why. I went to my own desk feeling like crying, or screaming in frustration. Neither one was going to help, so I just sank into my desk feeling regretful about everything. Just everything. I wanted all this stupid drama to be over and done with. I wanted to go back to my normal life. I was tired of all this. Okay, back to those feelings again, eh? windy in here today. Alright, and this is our final choice. And it's what we did in the good ending, but apparently things are not going to work out so great for us. Nora! I hit the table with a dull thud, scrabbling around in the dark for the amulet. My hand came down on nothing. No! I know I put it there! I fumbled for it frantically, knocking the clock off in my panic. I wonder if William's ghost moved it. Look out! I whirled around as the cold air descended on me, but I was too late. The masked figure shoved me up against the wall and pinned me there with one frigid hand around my throat. Spencer! Help! In my head, I heard a scratchy voice.
Where is he?
Cold creeped into my skin like frozen snakes. I rolled my eyes around, trying to look Spencer's way. He was standing in the door, eyes wide frozen in fear. The cold spread into my face as I tried to claw the hand from around my throat. One icy finger touched me right above the breastbone, and I let out a strangled scream. I kicked at my attacker, but my feet went right through. Why? Why could it touch me, but I couldn't touch it? Fear gripped my heart as the cold started to bleed outward, streaking down my sternum and curling under my ribs. Is this really it? No! Another voice, more familiar, screamed in response. Let me out! Let me... Who are you? Fool? The voice disappeared into silence as my entire body went numb. That razor-sharp edge of oblivion that had been lurking just outside the fragile shelter of my body crept closer, and I had nowhere to escape as I fell headlong into it. Well, Rule tried to save us. What's past and what's to come is strewed with husks and formless ruin of oblivion. Yeah, that's another good banger of a quote right there. The Drudge. Well, I mean, the Drudge did get us. Very much so. Alright, that was bad ending number 3. That was a fairly quick one. Alright, on to bad ending number 4.